Always late. So I don't think there's really any real format here. Just kind of wanted to answer some questions for some people that watch us during the meeting. Yeah.
I mean, if there's rules, you got to follow.
Yeah, or at least
we like non-rules.
Yeah. How come you don't wear your seatbelt? Set an example.
I wear my seatbelt every time I get in my car.
Outside of your race car.
Oh, it's before.
It's personal choice.
Hang on. No crashes.
There you go.
Huh? Knock on wood.
Oh.
Tried to crash for years.
Yeah. So you've tried pretty hard. That one. Yeah.
I
just don't like when birds step on the pickup or whatever.
I did. That's insurance purposes we can't talk about.
It was a long time ago. It was 600 the statute of limitations.
That's right. It's been way more than 7 years. No. Right now, Dad's going, shut up.
Yeah. What an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess throw us some questions here. Mallory will pick the ones she likes. If we see any, I mean, there's a whole bunch of people here on YouTube watching this.
We're on YouTube?
We're on YouTube and Facebook. There's more people on YouTube than Facebook.
Well, that's cool. So I read a whole lot of the comments, and to the YouTube morons out there, we appreciate everything. Like, there was a lot of good comments about how we're proud of the season we had.
Oh, for sure.
And it's cool to read, for sure.
It's a turnaround from last year of seeing, man, why don't you guys give up?
We're like, yeah, we do.
It was a rough couple of years for sure.
Yeah.
See any yet?
We can talk a little bit. You figure out a few whenever you see them or whatever, or interrupt our story, whatever.
Yeah.
But we can talk about it. We can talk about the growth, I guess, of our team.
For sure. It came up this year.
It did. We set out this season to do something. I'm sure a lot of you have heard me say this in the past. I've said it a couple of times, and I'm sure I'll say it more. But we set out, we had a goal at the beginning of the season. And that goal was to see if we could actually compete in NPK. Because let's be honest, the last 2 years, even though we have, what do? One race in season one, doesn't really count for doing season one.
Yeah. I didn't even realize.
At the point, it wasn't even really NPK.
No, it was another New Oracle show.
Yes. And then we came in
the end of
season 3 and did one race in Ennis.
Yes.
And then we did 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
So honestly, man, in my book, that's 3 seasons. We've done 3 seasons, and 2 of those seasons we fought the small block. We're just trying to push that combo too hard. It was not hard, baby. It was something. What?
You're not going to hear you. That.
Okay.
We'll wait.
We'll turn the compressor off. Hey, boys, find something else to do. Well, once the air comes out, we're going to turn the air compressor off. It was one of those things that the small block combo was pretty amazing. It made tons of power. It made it every bit of power what we needed it to make to run the number that we needed. But it staying together had complications.
Running it as hard as we had to run. It was
competitive.
Yeah.
It didn't want to stay together, and it was also just very sporadic.
It was real temperamental.
It
That
was.
84 pounds of boost.
By the time we hit 82 pounds of boost, anything over that, and the motor never lived anyways. So it would torch the head. Every time we made 83 pounds of boost, it would torch the head.
Yes.
Ricky sent some stars and asked, did you enjoy Bandamere this year?
Did I enjoy what?
Bandamere.
Bandamere?
Yep, Ricky.
I always enjoy Bandamere. Bandamere, anybody that knows us, or anybody that knows, I can't do that.
Preston 8822 says, why can't y'all be more than Preston at golf?
Well, we can't.
We did for years.
We did for a long time.
We'll
Then
get back
we got good at this NPK thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys stayed here and practiced it up,
Yeah.
and we suck at golf. So it is what it is. It's fun for us, Preston. It's not a job like it is for you. So
Bandamere,
back
yeah.
to the other one, Bandamere. We always enjoy Bandamere. Bandamere is always an amazing facility, and it's not just that; it's everything to do with that place.
The atmosphere,
And it's
the
weird because
weather.
there's lots of reasons that I won't get into of why Denver is not for me.
Yeah.
I don't dislike going to Denver. It's just the people there are not what we're used to.
They're not our people.
They're-
Can't say they're not our people.
I mean, I'm
We
not
have a
saying
few
that they're
fans
not our
there.
people.
It's just,
It's way
I-
more laid back and chill. And I feel like anytime I'm in Denver, I need to be like everybody else, take 2 or 3 gummies,
Get on their level.
grab a beer,
Yeah.
and just
A nice IPA.
not have any worries. And with everything that I have going on right now, I just can't do that stuff. But the track itself is amazing. I'm gonna miss that place. The view, the constant view is amazing. The weather. If anybody that knows, fat people enjoy cold weather, and I'm not speaking for all fat people.
I hate cold
Speaking for
weather.
me. Anytime I can put a hoodie on, a beanie, anything like that, still shorts.
Yeah.
Most of the time, still flip flops.
No.
Then I'm enjoying life. If I could sit in a lawn chair, not have bugs flying around my head, flies landing on me, and it not be 128 degrees, I love it, and I love Denver's weather. So it's gonna be a rough 4 or 5 years until Denver comes up with another track.
yes.
If that happens.
I heard that they already had land secured and everything, but who
That's
knows?
what I heard
how
too.
much
But
there is
even
to
if
that.
they already started construction,
Oh, yeah.
what's it going to be? 4 years?
Probably.
So it sucks that tracks are closing like that, especially something that has meant that much to drag racing and has that much history. But it's everybody that moves into those areas and then bitches.
They moved to where there's a racetrack and then gripe about the sound.
They moved to a place that was close to a historic drag race place, and then
Yeah.
they bitch about the noise, and that kind of gets to the same thing I was talking about. Denver
Yes.
is like being
Yes.
in California.
Scott Overton has asked, how do you plan to make the NPK Nova lighter?
Well, I lost over 30 pounds this season, and we understand that the easiest and the cheapest way to lose weight off a race car usually can start with the driver. It's not cheap anymore, though. Yeah, but it's cheaper than
Well,
figure out
it's cheaper than
how much-
$19,000 carbon front
on
fluid.
that. We've got a couple of things that we're doing over the winter. I started off last season, the first event of the season, and I was 290-ish in the car. Right now, I'm 265. So, and as long as I don't get stupid over winter, no, I'm getting a little bit stupid.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I'm gonna get a little bit stupid. But as long as I don't have to start losing weight again from 290 and I can start losing weight from 265, then I actually believe that I can lose another 15 pounds. And then after that, it's just kind of is what it is. Because I'm always gonna weigh.
well, you've been down there and you did,
I've been to 228.
Yes.
It was not good.
it wasn't a good look.
So 240-ish is the lowest that I could possibly ever get, and that's, I mean, I could physically get lower, but my body is not going to get that way. I'm always going to be big. I'm always going to be big. But as far as the car itself goes, we've got VFNs making us a new front end and new doors. Over the years, when you have a dad like
Yours?
mine, who doesn't like to look at a black car that's wavy, he's going to do as much body work to these parts as he possibly can. And you add in,
Yeah.
6 different paint jobs. Believe it or not, the paint, the body work, the Bondo, even Dolphin Glaze, whatever he uses to straighten all these panels and make this car look as amazing as it does.
I mean, there's a reason.
We
it's
raced this thing.
great.
We raced this thing all season, and it still looks amazing. So stuff like that weighs a lot. So I told him when the new stuff comes in, it's no body work. He's gonna have to sand it, you know, and
deal with it.
Yeah, he can, without putting body filler on it all over the place, he can still block it and make it as straight as possible. And the parts that we get from VFN are most generally pretty straight anyways. So that, and then we're just going to nitpick a few things. One thing that this car doesn't have right now that most of the cars do, everything in it is titanium except a couple little pieces. And we'll probably go ahead and go titanium with those. And one of those being the wishbone. I've been a little bit nervous about putting a tie wishbone in this car, only for the fact that it has a wide 4-link in it. Most of them set on about a 17-inch wide. This one is 20 1/4. I'm sure it'll still be fine. Titanium's strong, and it should be okay. But that's one of those things that I've always thought I'm not going to do that until I'm out of ideas on to lose weight, and here we are.
Yeah.
Also, we do have 20 pounds in the trunk of the car. If we can make the front to rear bias what we want it to be without that 20 pounds, we can take it out. So, but we were there at the last of the season. We were dead on the 2,800 pounds of what we could actually weigh in NPK.
It was pretty cool because we've never raced at weight. We've always been
There was one
20,
track
30 pounds heavy.
27, what?
Like 26, no, it was like 27.75. We had to put 20 more pounds.
We had to put some more weight in the car. But that was, I believe that was just because the scales were a little bit off.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I would much rather the scales be light than read heavy, because those people that can actually take weight out of their cars, if we pull up to a scale and it says 2820, when we know we're 2,800 on the money,
Yep.
those people who can actually take weight out of the car can take that weight out of the car, and then they can actually race
Underweight.
20 pounds.
Yeah.
So we can do a few things, but honestly, we don't know what the rule set are, and we are trying to lose this weight only for the fact of, actually not the fact, the hope that our combo is going to come in a little bit lighter this next season. We're getting made on.
In conjunction with that, Justin Poole asks, are you using the same power adders next year?
Yes, allegedly. If we could lose enough weight to take advantage of the 136, we would do it. Unfortunately, we're nitpicking the weight here, so there's no way we can get 100 pounds in. Aside from putting another driver in the car, and this is my car, I'm the driver. So,
Yeah.
so that's
Yep.
that's that.
That's that.
We have a lot of people on YouTube asking about Aiden Chevelle.
Yes, Aiden Chevelle is sitting right over here, waiting on him to have time. It should have been done already. I'm upset that it's not done. But at this point, he's a senior. He's got a whole lot going on. In high school, I was gonna say he plays basketball.
He's on the basketball
He's on the basketball team. He's got a girlfriend. So he is living his senior life. I could make him come out here and work on the car, but he
did it present it.
he lifts weights. He goes to basketball practice. He goes to
Training. CrossFit.
CrossFit. He goes to, he sees a trainer every Wednesday night who helps him on his baseball swing and pitching. So, I mean, honestly, he's got a really full schedule, and that's the reason that he wasn't at a lot of our races this year. He's full up being a senior. I don't want to take that away from him. He has the rest of his life to be a moron with us, and this is his senior year. I want him to have a good time. So I could make him sit out here in the shop, but what good is it?
It's going to be here when he's.
And honestly, I won't, even though I want this car to be done so bad, I'm just not going to do it when he's not here. He's going to be out here with me. He's going to work on it with me. A couple of weeks ago, we had a little bit of time. He was on what break? Oh, Thanksgiving break.
Yep.
So the week of Thanksgiving, we came out here. We got the brakes on the car done. He got the interior put back in the car. We have pretty much everything.
We got all the plumbing in from Red Horse so that we can plumb the fuel system and the water system,
Yes.
and then we can lay the wiring out. And Honestly, in a week's time, we could have the car running if we just got on it.
Me and you could have the car running in 2 days.
Yes.
But it's one of those things where if I just do it for him, he's never going to learn. And to be honest with you, if you have a car like what that car is going to be capable of, you have to know about it.
At least some.
He's not going to just. I'm just not going to build him a car and go, here you go, son, and take it out. And not that he wouldn't appreciate it, but what if something happened while I wasn't around? He wouldn't have the first idea how to work on it, how to figure out what's wrong with it, or even how to fix it. So we're we work on that when we get a chance. And through this Christmas break, we'll probably get a little bit more done to it, but we'll just see.
Yeah.
Jeff sent some stars and asked you, how is Mallory doing?
Well, she's fine.
She's the one behind the camera, right?
Keep her constantly mad at me, so she's got that going for her.
Yeah.
But she's tough, and she's getting through it. So
Hard-headed.
She's very hard-headed. She did not feel great at PRI last week walking around.
Shawn would not go to bed.
Shawn told her to go lay down, take a day off work, and she would not do it. She powered through. So
Yep.
it's cool and aggravating at the same time.
You're welcome. A lot of people are asking, when is Dalton joining the NPK pit crew?
Well, again, Dalton isn't much unlike Aiden. He's got a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Finally, after all these years of him laughing at Aiden about having a girlfriend and having to take off work and spend time with his girlfriend, now there he is. Just like I told Aiden what happened. I said,
Yeah.
one of you, you're just the first one to have a girlfriend.
It's always the first one gets the most.
That's right. So now he has a girlfriend, and honestly, I texted him 20 minutes ago and was like, yo, did you find another job? I thought maybe he found another job.
Yeah.
And he was still at school working out. Dalton doesn't play basketball, but he is in the gym, lifting weights and stuff, getting prepared for baseball season.
When he does come in, he tells me, it's gonna wait for
Yeah, so, but when Dalton's here, he puts in the work. Dalton has a whole lot going on right now. Also, like Aiden, he's doing some stuff. Not real sure it's not my place really to talk about this, but he has figured out what he wants to do for a living. And he's been going to a lot of EMT classes. He's been going to a lot of CPR classes. Was the medic first aid responder classes.
I didn't know that.
Things like that. Yeah,
That's
he's going to fighter school. Cool. Which is, I thought maybe he's doing it for the chicks.
I mean, we all thought about it. At least me and my buddies did.
Yeah, I didn't think, and I realized you got time already.
Yeah, you got climb ladders and stuff and be in shape
And we support Dalton, and just like we support Aiden with whatever they want to do. I think it's great. If that's what he wants to do, firefighters make a good living, man. And you got Dalton messed up if you don't think that he would be that hero that runs into
no doubt.
to a burning building.
No doubt.
So
They got some good benefits too.
that's right. That's right. So, and I think a lot of what Dalton sees in it is they work a lot, but then they get a lot of time off.
Yes. Do that 7-on-7.
Dalton has realized that to be a race car his whole life, like he wants to be, he is going to have a job that allows him to do that.
Yep.
So
It takes a lot to be able to afford.
well, and he realized a long time ago that college wasn't his thing.
Hey, I get it.
So
Do you want to touch on that there is no schedule yet and when NPK 6 will come out?
NPK 6 was supposed to come out. Look, guys, we hear a lot of rumors, the same as what you guys hear. We don't know anything for sure yet as far as next season of NPK, but season 6 NPK does air
The 22nd. January 22nd.
January 22nd. Jesus.
Same
So
thing.
it was supposed to come out January 6th,
Which is
weird because it's Saturday.
Yeah, that was the first date that
I can't
we
believe
got.
we even believed that. Nobody even looked into that.
Yeah, well, we should have known it was Dominator that was saying that.
Ooh, Dawn must have got some faulty information. So,
No, there is no. Was the schedule that question too?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no.
yeah,
schedule.
there is no schedule yet. So we don't know when we're going to start. We've heard a lot of rumors of end of February, beginning of March being the first race. But NPK, and I've also read some stuff online saying that NPK is dying and it's over and all this stuff. It is not.
No.
So I honestly don't see NPK going anywhere, not for a little while anyways.
It's I mean, it's a legitimate race series at this point.
And it's also leaning more and more towards a legitimate race series.
It's leaning more towards race series than TV show. Like it.
Because at some point it may not be on TV.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that chance that we've known that when this deal first started and people told us that 15
Enjoy
minutes
your
or
15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we said, right on.
Yeah, 10 years later. So, but yeah, at some point it's a possibility, and it's been established as. I mean, it's a race series. Like, call it what it is. People want to bash it online or whatever sometimes, but these guys are out
Hey,
here.
we've been there.
We said at home for 3 seasons.
We had home for 3 seasons.
We wished it would rain on them every weekend.
Texting those guys and laughing.
Yeah.
What is y'all doing out there?
Yeah. So
And now here we are doing a move.
and having a good time for the most part.
People are asking, would you ever paint the NPK car or the OG white? Lots of those.
Thanks, guys.
I would love to. I just don't think that it's something that we can do.
It doesn't fit the brand. Like,
It doesn't.
At the end of the day,
The
like,
car, it is what it is, and I've always told everybody I'll never paint the OG car anything other than flat. It can't be. That's part of what the car and who the car is.
yeah.
I can change the combination. I can change the chassis. I can change everything about that car. The color, in my opinion, is the one thing that I can't, but man, it would look sexy white. I know it would. Man, put quarter panels on it that are stock instead of cut out for the big tires and white.
Oh my God.
Just dead sexy.
Man.
Jeremy just sent some stars and asks about our new merch trailer.
I knew what?
Merch trailer.
Oh yeah, we got a new merch trailer. How does he know that?
Jeremy who?
Jeremy
Well,
Melendez.
Oh.
Huh. That's weird.
Just says new merch trailer, question mark.
I didn't even know that we had put that out there.
Oh, we hadn't.
Yes, we got a new merch trailer.
Yeah.
Brian Martin got a new merch trailer. We bought his own. It's just a nicer trailer than what ours was. Ours was
It was a cover.
not outfitted.
It
Ours
was.
was just wood inside before we got everything put in it.
Yeah, it was a bare bones deal that I bought all my four-wheelers around.
Yes.
I mean, it just wasn't anything fancy.
Well, and honestly, it was with as many miles as what we make, and everybody who has had any type of road trips around the country understands the type of roads that we drive on. We broke the axles, we broke leaf springs, we broke everything on our trailer.
Everything.
We did upgrade the axles, and we got it to where it was
It was nice.
pretty legit.
It was nice when we got rid of it.
The frame of the trailer is still the same as what it was. Like, I'm not saying that it was junk because we never had any problems with it, but we did have wood frame cubbies inside that thing. And when you try to mount them to something that flexes the way that that trailer would flex, things just come apart all the time. We found an opportunity to step into a little bit nicer, better built trailer for really not much money.
Let's
So we-
broke the news. Let's show the
Oh, yeah.
trailer, and that's how everybody knew.
Oh, okay, let's show the trailer. Yeah. So Lutz even knew the problems that we had with the trailer, and he gutted it, and he's redoing everything in it. So
They're
that-
doing
that's
what Lutz does.
Yeah, they're doing what Lutz does. They're yawing it up, cutting
Yeah.
things, welding things up,
Yeah.
and making their own changes to it. So he got a good deal on the trailer. I got a good deal on my new trailer. He's happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Cherish is happy with her new trailer.
Yeah, oh yeah. I hope so.
Yeah. So we actually took the old Fireball trailer. We are designing a wrap right now that will have the 187 customs on it and all that stuff. And it is in Tennessee at Technocraft, getting new cubbies put in it.
I've seen one that I would like to answer. I feel like we can officially answer today. There's been a few people asking for Ramjacks back on board for 2024.
Man, we just got back from Ramjack today. We went down to Ada, Oklahoma, where their facility is at, and we met with those guys and talked with them, had lunch with them. And absolutely, they're as excited as we are. They're back on board for 2024, and we're going to roll with them again. Like we've said it numerous times. Did she get that door shut? Maybe you should open it and slam it home. And we're excited. You know, Ramjack is a really good fit with us. We enjoy hanging out with those guys.
Car rent, right? It always kills me when
Say car rent, right? Say car rent. He goes, oh, I forgot. Stop it, guys. You know our attention spans are
Very
this big. But yes, Ramjack is a good fit with us. We enjoy everything that they helped us out with, and you know, we're looking forward to another season with them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So,
Okay.
yes. How's this?
People are asking about Shop Truck and updates and new videos about Shop Truck.
This winter, whenever Shawn leaves for Angel Fire, I'm gonna spend a week or so working on it. It's still, I've seen some people ask when will it run. It still runs. I just don't have time to go out and race it. But we took it to dinner a couple weeks ago when we were home, and it runs. It's fast. I just need some time to play with it. Like everything else.
And just it's said for the OG car on a small tire, it's fast. It runs good, but could it be a lot better? Absolutely. The 55, it runs. It's on a small tire. Have we had it at the track? Nope, not once.
No.
The Fire Donk, yeah, here, I'm just gonna go through them. The Fire Donk, man, it hauls ass. It is a, I'm gonna throw this out there. It is a roll race king.
Man, I could.
Sorry, I'm not gonna say king. I'm sure it could get beat, but man, that thing is a beast roll race.
I'm going to throw a number at some of y'all will know what this means and understand the significance of it, but that's a high 3-second 60 to 130 car. That's a big deal. That's pretty good. I mean, that car is 4,500 pounds with Shawn in it, and it just flat gets it. So it's the real deal. I can't wait to roll races today.
The F-150 is actually on the dyno right now. They are getting everything lined out. They're just doing drivability right now. You know how things are. Everything's gone pretty good, like they thought that it would. But basically, they're R&D in this.
Yeah. No, this is
the first one.
They've done the 10L is the GM. They've done several of those, and they've done several Coyotes, but this is the first Coyote 10R setup that they've done. So.
That they're controlling.
Yes.
And from the small few videos that they've sent us, man, it seems amazing. Yeah. And Luis's and say his name for Arcondo is really proud and excited of how things are going so far.
Yeah.
So
back to chairs.
Pretty excited.
So it's the spot.
Marcus Shivers asks, would you ever go back twin turbo with the new weight brake with the turbo heavy? With the twin turbo heavy, sorry.
No, I think I can answer that for you. Unless we built a whole new car. And
well, I mean, we can't get to the weight that it would matter anyways, but let's just say hypothetically, we could get to the weight.
Now, a small block or just twin turbo?
Twin turbo.
I mean, Hemi, we could get to weight there.
Yeah.
I don't know that turbos will win an NPK again.
If we were on a better prep surface, my answer would probably be yes, because I do believe that turbos still have their place, and I do still love turbos, and I do still consider myself a turbo guy, even though I had a Pro Charger before I ever had a turbo. I just think that in the surface that we have, the best surface that we have is 100 foot, and then after that, it gets iffy. Because you're still bringing power in, the car's moving around, and I like to use Jeff Lutz as an example because he's arguably the fastest turbo car out there. Birdman's car looked pretty good a couple of times this season.
It did.
It did. And he went with twins, right?
He did go back with twins in the middle of the season. After the break, he was twins again.
Okay, but one thing that you could say is, and I believe that Jeff Lutz can get to the weight. And taking the weight off of his car, in my opinion, made him less consistent than what he was last season. Now, him and Jeffrey may argue that fact because I don't know for sure. Just as an outsider looking in, I feel like, I mean, it is facts that Jeff didn't do as good this season.
No, it is.
Is what they did last season. But I know his car was lighter this season. I know that they're making more boost and more power than they ever have. And over in Australia, his car was on rail.
Flying.
It was the fastest it had ever been over in Australia. And so I'm thinking the whole time we're over there, we're screwed. Jeff is going to come back over here and he is going to rule next season of NPK. And then he ran into some problems. And once you get behind the 8 ball in NPK, you're definitely not jumping back ahead of the pack. I mean, Ryan didn't start off so well. He finished pretty good. But you're talking about Ryan Martin here.
Yeah.
He got behind the 8 ball, and it took everything he had all season to get back to where he was. But he made it. But that's just the way that it goes. And NPK is so competitive that you get behind like we were the last 2 years, beating our head off the wall on something that if you compared time slips with everybody else's time slips, we had time slips that were just as fast as anybody else. We could only do it. And I'm not gonna give us a 1 out of 10. Because we could do it 4 or 5 times out of 10.
Are you talking with the small block?
Yeah.
I mean, we still never really smoked the tires or shook or anything first round to turbo. We just
we did a lot of runs.
yeah, we'd skate around at 300 foot. And
So honestly, I'm not saying I wouldn't ever do it, but it's definitely not ideal.
I would like to see someone do it though. I'd like to see someone come out and run the car the way that Martin McKee runs his.
Yes.
And see where it's at because, you know, looking at his splits, man, that's very Pro Charger car-ish.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if it translated over to the tracks that we run on, as opposed to the nice tracks where they're at, setting world records and stuff.
Yes.
That's not any jab at anybody. I would seriously like to see someone come out and have Petty or someone on the laptop and see what it could do out there.
Yeah, with that being said, congratulations, Martin McKee.
Yeah, OPD.
and everybody that had anything to do with that. That car is out of control.
Dude, that finish line video where it comes by, it had to be 10,000 RPM, 270 mile an hour. It's
170 mile an hour.
It's insane.
Looking at that semi in front of you.
Yeah.
Or whatever that was blocking the track.
Man, yeah. No, Pose didn't care though.
Would you guys ever race the 55 against, I'm guessing, Street Racing Channel's 55? SRC's 55?
Oh, the one that they just got? I don't know. I feel like even though they just got theirs, it's 100% going to be ready before mine.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably done had it on the street
Yeah, they've probably already had that thing on the street and already tested it and have been tuning on it. And
yeah.
if we didn't have such a crazy schedule, that will be our plan one day, is to go back and hit those same races. I'm not saying same races, and we're not going to follow those guys around.
No, but
we will be
back
at some of the small venues that those guys race at, and back, hopefully back on the street at some point.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
right now, it's just, we still keep up with it. We still watch everything that they do. We're fans of Billy.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to remember that Penny's giving away.
Yeah. We're fans of all those guys. We keep up with all the street racers still. You know, we watch Casey Max's videos. Anybody that has YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I keep up with all that
Street
stuff.
race channel.
I still like to watch all that because it is where my heart is.
It just don't pay the bills, unfortunately.
It does not. It doesn't pay my bills, and I do enjoy what I'm doing, but I still look back at that and wish that we had time to do it. One of these days we will. I feel like we're kind of building an arsenal of cars for any type of surface or any type of event. One of these days we'll have time to get them ready, and hopefully we can come play with those guys again.
What is going on with the Big Pete? Is it fixed?
The Big Pete is fixed.
It's a bad dude.
PDI put a new motor in it, new engine. New engine?
I mean, technically, if you look it up, it's still a motor. I know people get mad about it, but it's a motor too.
They call the big rig stuff. And it's still a C15.
Yeah.
It's still the cat motor. It did. They dynoed that big bad thing. They put that big rig on their dyno, and it made 660 horsepower and it made 2,100 foot-pounds of torque.
So we
So
can feel it.
going up and down the hills, it makes 44, 45 pounds of boost as soon as you put your foot in it. And yeah, no, it's a beast. Even loaded down, going up and down, a lot of times I didn't even have to grab a gear.
Yeah.
So David has sent some stars and asked, what track are you looking forward to in season 7 of MBK? But because we don't have the schedule, if you had to choose.
I really liked, I always like going to Idaho.
I do too.
But
I like
I really liked Phoenix. I really liked that place for some reason.
cool.
I didn't like the lake that we were sitting in.
It was. There was a lot of water, and it wasn't hot, but it felt like the sun was touching me.
It was like 79 degrees and the sun was just,
I liked a lot of the tracks that we went to. I enjoyed Martin if it wasn't raining.
the track was amazing.
Yes,
Our pits just sucked.
it was wet.
Yeah. And the car was leaning over because our projects were sinking in the mud.
Yes. Yeah, no, it was just an all around bad deal. But I feel like the area and,
Yes.
and everything like that, and the track itself was. I feel like if it wasn't raining so much, that track would have been gangster.
Oh, dude.
It was already pretty good.
Yes. That golf course we played was pretty nice.
Yeah, we did. We went golfing while we were up there, so that's always a good time.
Yeah.
There's lots of tracks that we like. It's weird because with these cars, I could go both ways with this. I either want an amazing surface or just shit. There's really no in between with
No.
either.
You want to know what you have. Like, it either needs to be so bad that we need to know what to do with the car or so good that we need to know with it. Not that, it might take this.
Yes. Because let's be honest, all we do is power manage the thing. But it has changed a little bit, having to. Even whenever we were racing the OG car, we weren't looking at the weather. We weren't changing the map.
We were just looking at
the altitude. We weren't doing any of that stuff. With this car, we had this car
almost on the ragged edge.
almost on the ragged edge enough that we have to get on our drag racing weather map, and we have to know the water drains. We have to know all that, almost like it's a nitrous car. And that's something new to us. And that's something new to us that we haven't had to do in a lot of years.
Turns out it's important.
It is.
Yeah.
It is important to not hurt pistons.
Yeah.
So.
Tony Gooderham asked, what are your thoughts on the Australia trip now that it's been past 6 months? What can we do better besides more money?
Oh, the money. It was the food.
Is he from there or something?
I'm guessing. It sounds like it.
No. Now that we're at home, it was an amazing trip.
Oh, sure.
I'm really glad that we did it. It was a lot.
It was an experience.
Any time that you're away from home and it's not just away from home. We were on the road for 8 weeks at one point this year, travel.
Yeah.
I had all my own stuff. I had the Pete there sometimes, when it wasn't broke down.
Yeah.
If not, I had my dually. I had a place to hang out. I had a trailer. I had all my own stuff. I could have flipped everybody the bird and left at any point whenever I wanted to, if I wanted to. When we were over in Australia, we didn't have none of that. I had my race car in a Connex, which is now mine.
Yeah.
It's out.
Yeah, there's full of parts and things.
But we rode in a van with everybody else. We were trapped. We couldn't leave even if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But now that it's over, the experience was amazing. It took a long time, and everybody lost weight over there because of the food. And it's just because Americans like fat, sugar, and
everything's bad for you.
things that taste good.
Yeah.
We like things that taste good.
Yes. Yeah.
But we're glad that we did it. People throw this around a lot, but it was a trip of a lifetime.
I know.
It honestly was. How many times are we going to get somebody else on somebody else's dime? Yeah. I didn't pay a dime to go over there and do this. I didn't really make anything either.
Yeah.
But it was for them to ship our car over there and be able to race the car that I love on another continent. Okay, you can't explain that.
Yeah,
it's amazing. That's something I'll never forget. I don't care what I do. I've had a pretty amazing life. I've got to do a lot of stuff in my long life. 46 years old. 46 years old. I've got to do a lot of cool things in my life, and that ranks right up there with the best of them.
Yeah, each time that we've been out of the country has been amazing. South Africa was cool. Brazil was cool, getting to drive the Impalas and the dragster or whatever. But it's just different taking that car that arguably helped start this whole deal and have it on another continent and doing our thing over here. Yeah.
It was very, very nerve-wracking. The whole time it was on a container. We saw the memes come out.
Yeah.
Containers were falling.
They're just falling off in the ocean.
And I'm going, oh no, this is probably going to happen. I mean, and luckily nothing happened to our car. Everything went amazingly. I still feel bad for Robin Roberts because that was his first car too that he took over there. Yes. And unfortunately it got crashed. So.
Any plans to better your personal best in the OG?
I don't know that I'll better it in the OG on small tires, but I would like to drive this one behind me at some point.
Yeah.
I want to go.
We actually had planned on him making a pass in it in Texas this season. But that was whenever we thought that was the last race.
Yeah.
And that was also before we put 3 pistons in the motor.
We put 3 pistons in the motor in Ennis. We put 1 in before we ever even made a pass. Warmed the car up, it's chugging oil out of cylinder number 5 Zoomy. And then whenever I put it up on the 2-step, it broke the blower drive. So we pulled the blower drive off, fixed that, pulled the head off, put a piston in it. And then, went testing, went to the grade 8. And then after the grade 8, we put 2 more pistons in it before Saturday. Yes. So there just really wasn't time for me to do anything with it.
And then 2 passes later, we broke the crank.
Yes, there's that and everything surrounding the crank. So.
Oh yeah, everything.
We'll probably touch on that on a YouTube video.
He'll drive it again at some point. I don't know when, but I know it's not smart for me to put him in that car. Let's just be honest. That is right now. That is our livelihood. Not only my livelihood, my family's livelihood, and his livelihood.
Yeah, it pays all of our bills.
And my sanity.
All of our bills.
Yeah.
With that being said, we are not the smartest.
No, it'll make a cool video.
We'll put him back in that car at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about him hitting the wall or something because if he does, that shit can be fixed. But we'll let him sub 1 second 60 foot. Let him shit his pants a little bit.
Black out.
He's gonna what happened?
I feel like I know my limitations. Hell, it took me 15 passes before I went to the stripe in that car, so it's not like
you better give it one. Because after the first one, I might be rethinking. I'm gonna go over there and he's just gonna be going.
There's gonna be an in-car video of that, and Shawn's gonna really analyze that video and make sure I'm good to go to the stripe.
We've seen what happens when we put somebody in a car that is not ready. And it doesn't ever turn out good. I don't believe that he won't. He's ready. He just doesn't know he's not ready yet, I think would be the problem. And by then, it'd be over.
Yeah.
It'd be over by then. You had already done it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I know he can drive. I'm not worried about that. But you got to think, I also know that my dad can drive. I've watched my dad drive lots of stuff. I learned a lot of wheeling from my dad, and maybe it's an age thing, but he gets in the 55 and he just wasn't comfortable in the car, and I should have caught it. I should have caught that he was nervous. I should have caught that he wanted to be in it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that he didn't want to be in it. He just he ran out of talent.
Yep.
And it happens.
Yes. So not anytime soon, but soon.
At some point he'll race.
We have a lot of people asking what's going on with the F-150. Is it ready to race?
What are we doing with it?
Ready to race? What's going on?
I'm gonna take it to the track and just make a few passes in it, see what kind of numbers it'll put down, and then after that, I don't care about racing it at the track. Anything that I ever did with the man van, basically, whenever I sold the man van, I bought that. It started earlier than that. The Midnight Performance guys came to Oklahoma, and they brought those trucks with them.
On the 405 show.
On the 405 show. And I'm going to be honest with you, man.
Impressive.
They were impressive. I was impressed with the Coyote. I was impressed with the four-wheel drive. I was impressed with everything about those trucks. Manuel Gomez and those guys have that figured out. They've been living that life for a long time with those trucks. And you know, Mustangs and other
They don't have trucks, but their trucks are impressive.
their trucks are stupid fast. And so when they left, I thought next time they come up here with all those all-wheel drive trucks, I'm going to have something for them. And it just doesn't look like that show's going to pan out anymore. So I got rid of the man van, and I thought this F-150 is going to replace the man van. So everything that I ever did with the man van, which was race it in local drag and drive stuff. Yeah, drag and drive stuff. We'd cruise it around on Saturday nights and then go street race at night.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm going to do with the Ford. Four-wheel drive stuff's so controversial anyways, that most of the races don't allow them anyways.
No, I always bitched about it.
Yeah, and it was a bitcher of the four-wheel drive.
Not anymore though.
There's a fence right here in the middle,
Yep.
and there's no in-between.
Nope.
If there is an in-between, I feel like I was always on it. Because there's the people who absolutely shouldn't let four-wheel drives in. And then there's people over here going, but why? What have they won?
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like I was on that side of the, what have they done?
Yeah.
Anything that's all-wheel drive is not going to be consistent, in my opinion.
No, but
And
you let one in,
oh yeah, no, you let one in, you let them all in.
then one guy is gonna figure it out.
One guy is going to do it.
Yeah.
Even the Midnight for Performance trucks, those things torque steer so bad. And they've got a handle on them. They've been in them a lot. They've made a lot of passes in them. And from what I saw, they didn't abort a lot of runs, but they also didn't win nothing. Not saying they didn't win nothing.
No,
I'm saying they didn't win everything.
Right. They
won some races.
they've won.
They lost some races too.
They've won some big money road races. They lost
definitely.
road races,
Definitely.
for sure.
So it's like anything else. It's not foolproof. So either you're the guy who says I'll race any all-wheel drive, or you're the guy that bitches and says all-wheel drive shouldn't be in my class. But it does make sense that 4 tires are going to look better than 2, especially if it's the same size tire.
Yeah, and just for the record, I'm only against it if it's not my buddy or my teammate.
Yeah.
Other than that, let's bring the four-wheel drives on now.
Yeah. So that's what we'll do with it. We'll cruise it around a lot, and it's never going to be anything. Everybody's like, "Are you going to try for the record with the 10R?" And no, well, I can't. It's not even going to be possible because mine's always going to have air conditioning. It's always going to have full interior. It's always going to be full weight truck. It's going to weigh 4,400 pounds.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that I can do about that, or nothing that I want to do about that. I have plenty of race vehicles. I've got a 55 that's a race car. I've got 2 gutted out Novas that are race cars.
Yes.
I don't want this to be a race car. I want this to be a fast driver.
Phantom, how many pairs of shoes do you have?
I have a lot of shoes.
You don't know how many?
I don't.
Like ballpark?
Over 65 pairs.
You think so?
I've counted them. I've counted them.
Okay, Mallory says over 65 pairs.
I have a lot of shoes.
I have like 5 pairs.
It's dumb, but I have a lot of pairs that I've never even taken out of the box.
Hey, you got some Jordan 4s though.
Oh, dude, they are sick.
I said, did you send family picture? He goes, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
they were sick. He was so stoked about it.
So I told him the other day, he said, you should get some Jordan 4s. I go, what for? If I ever need to go hoop it up, I got some right here. I told Aaron I was going to lace them up and send him a picture.
Oh, man.
Jeremy asked me if I wanted to come and play basketball. You hope you don't mind if I wear these. Because he don't ask me if he can wear my clothes. He just comes in there and gets
He would trip out. Yes, I have a lot of shoes.
Someone just said all-wheel drive Civic from the show versus the truck.
Oh, that thing was
I
fast.
think it was fast. There ain't no
The guy that won the deal.
And that's the one guy that you let in.
Yeah.
That you let one guy in, and there's going to be somebody fast. That all-wheel drive Civic was out of control fast.
Yep.
But ask me if I'd let him in again. Yes, I would.
I mean, it was fast, but it was right there about the times that we all were expecting to run.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you right now, man, I 100% believe that Doc would have outran him if he wouldn't have been sleeping on the line.
No doubt about it.
So there's that. I mean, it was a photo finish as it was, and then hell, Doc let him leave.
What baseball parks have you guys gone during the last MPK tour?
We only got to go to one this year, didn't we?
What are you doing here? I thought you had something to go to. What time is it?
I think you did.
Okay.
Which one did we go to this
We
year?
went to the Twins.
We went to the Twins.
The Twins game.
That was it this year.
Oh, we went with Mitch to.
Oh, the Denver.
We watched the Cubs play.
Yep.
Watched our boy.
Yep.
Come in, get the save.
Yeah, that was cool. Hit that dude and then got to say,
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
sometimes you got to assert dominance, man.
Yeah, yeah. So Michael Fulmer is a friend of ours, and he just got traded over to the Cubs. I'd watched him play whenever he was with the Detroit Tigers. He got traded over to the Cubs, and he happened to be at Wrigley the night that we were. Or I'm sorry.
Yeah, at Denver.
Sorry, I'm a Cubs fan.
Mile high.
He was at Denver, and so we stayed after Vandermeer. It's what, 2 nights after?
Yes.
So it was Monday night game.
Yes.
And we went and watched. Well, he just got back from the injured list.
Yeah, he was coming off rehab.
came
He
in-
wasn't even supposed to
Yes.
pitch that night.
Yes, he came in for the save, and he got the save and got the win,
Yeah.
and it was amazing.
Yeah, it was cool.
So yes, is it just those two?
That's the only two we went to this year. We went to Cincinnati and Wrigley the year before,
And Boston.
and Boston. I was like, it was cool to be there. I was super disappointed. So tiny, wasn't comfortable.
Yeah. You know, sometimes we don't get a chance to do it, and then sometimes it just doesn't happen to fall on a home game to where we're close to. It's really got to be the perfect us passing through,
Yeah.
and there being a ball game there that night for that to happen. So,
Yep.
what else?
Last question.
Last question. That's it.
I mean, y'all, you want to stay longer?
No, I'm good. Whatever.
Right there? No,
Oh, do you mean the bracelet?
no.
Yeah, what about it?
Lily has asked if you still have the bracelet that she gave you in Ennis.
Yes, no, I'm sure it's right there in my trailer. I have a lot of those. Not necessarily a lot of bracelets, but actually I got 2 little girls gave me bracelets this year. But there's other people that give me things, and yeah, I put them in the drawers of my stacker. I remember this one. Was this the girl that gave me the green one? There's 2
Lily,
different.
her name is Lily, and she was in Ennis.
Okay, Ennis. I'm trying to remember if Ennis was the green one. Anyways, I did wear it, you know. Unfortunately, I lost first round. It was the first time all year that I lost first round. Man, Robin Roberts, he was rolling.
Lay down.
He got out there and said, Alan said, hang on, watch
Yeah,
this.
excuse me while I was
Yeah, I mean, so we lost that piece.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yes, I absolutely do still have that, and thank you very much.
Blastworks LLC, the progress on the Mustang it's being progressed on, and we'll be in touch with you shortly. Blastworks, the guy that blasted the wagon,
Oh, yeah. So is he going to come down and bless it? Right on.
whatever you say.
Yeah, no, Dad, we got to figure out.
Whenever you're not ready, just
They
leave.
should on, yes.
Do we know about the small tire show? Any of the other shows? Are they coming back next year?
We're in the dark just as much as anybody else. We don't really know what's going on at Discovery. Things are just weird right now. But no, this is the first year that we have not filmed any other show except NPK. So, you know, take it for what it is. That's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
What else? Anything?
Some of these people,
No good?
no. How was it going 430s in OG? It was amazing.
430s.
You know,
Is that what you went? 430?
430 at 160.
I remember.
When are you guys going to start testing for
Yeah,
SDK?
you're not going to go faster than that in this small battery dip. When are we going to start testing? As soon as possible. Right now, unfortunately, the motor in the car, the MH7, is a total loss. We broke the crank against Kai in the last race of the season, which, for the record, had nothing to do with the staging war that Kai had.
No.
Which, honestly, I should have done that a few times earlier in the season.
It was
but
fun.
it was a good time, and I was going to wait it out. Unfortunately, the motor couldn't handle it anymore, and it came apart. So the short block is a total loss on that MH7. So we will have to find the money to come up with another one.
Yes. Which hopefully we have found some of it, and hopefully we can secure enough of it to maybe even have a spare one some way.
Yeah. We got the trailer all tore apart right now, trying to do upgrades to that, because if we don't make it to the race, because we got no trailer brakes and we have blowouts and we're sitting on the side of the road, we don't make it to the race. So, yes.
Who's the better golfer?
I'll found for sure.
Shawn probably hits the ball further. I mean, you put us together and we're one pretty decent golfer.
Yeah, because when my drive goes straight, it goes a long ways. But as far as consistency, I'm kind of like the turbo car. Phantom's kind of like the Pro Charge car.
Yeah.
He's going to go down the middle pretty much every time, and he still outdrives most people. But if I hit the ball well and he hits the ball well, mine probably goes 20 yards. That's it. But I would take his consistency any day over I have no idea which way it went. I hit the ball and go, where did it go?
Yeah, my mid-range is decent, and Shawn's putting is pretty good.
Yeah. So, and basically most of the time when we beat up on Preston and Jeremy, our two buddies, which, by the way, we asked them to go golfing this week, and they were scared, I guess. We didn't hear back.
Well, no, they invited us, and then you said, yep, say when, and then it was crickets. They'll scary asses.
Yeah. So we normally scramble, and so I feel like that's what I just always assume he's going to have a good second shot.
Yep.
How's the Mustang build going?
It's really not. It's on a rotisserie, and Dad will start on the bodywork. Right now he's cutting out any type of rust and fixing any of that stuff. But he still works on other cars. It's not like that's his full-time job, but that's the only thing he's got going. So it won't take long. And this is the earliest start that we have had on any bodywork.
Yes.
The wagon, that took us a while, but luckily we had a couple of years to build that.
Yes, and luckily too, because that car is hard to find parts for. So.
And also, I believe it was a lot more custom than
Yes.
we're doing now.
Yes.
But there's still some stuff that we need to do. Honestly, if you look at any of the builds that we've done, there's certain things that every one of them things still need. The back window doesn't work on the wagon, and that's something that I got to work. That's the coolness of the clamshell, is being able to open and close. And the tailgate works, but I don't have the right parts that I need to get the window to work. Other than that, the wagon is pretty much done.
Yeah.
The Scout needs.
We still need to re-gear it.
We need to re-gear it because it doesn't. It's a handful driving it down.
No.
The Blue Donk, we honestly, whenever we put the injectors in it, we didn't have the tune-up right. We washed the rings. Need to pull the motor out, put the rings in.
Yes.
And so there's certain things on all of them. And the white car is just pretty ready.
The fire dome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty ready.
Yeah, we
Got a grill for it though. It should be.
did.
It should look good in that.
Yeah, so we had it on the dyno at Field Tech and had an electrical issue, cost us from finishing it, but that's all been fixed, and it's just pretty much set on go. Probably take it with us when we go test the F-150.
It'd be nice if we have time.
Yeah.
We're probably going to go out to the storage shed tomorrow and get the Fire Donk and
The Scout.
the Scout, the two red and white vehicles that we have. And Phantom's going to take the Scout somewhere this weekend, and I'll start getting the Fire Donk ready, and hopefully we'll have a chance to get it out on the track and kind of see where we're at with it. See if we can't go faster.
We have an idea of what it should run, or a goal of what it should run. Now we just need to make it happen. So.
What else?
People are asking about actually donk racing. Have you done any donk racing lately?
I have not. We haven't. It's like everything else that we do, man. I'd love to go, but at this point, we're so behind the curve on that whole game.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
hate to be the guy that comes in with stips, but now the donk game is
well,
even 3 years ago, you could just go race, and they all set real close to the.
well, now there's heavyweights.
Now there's heavyweights, yeah, full frame cars. There's chassis cars. There's, I mean, look at the Donkzilla car. It's
Yeah.
they're out of control, and of course I can't win with those guys. I'm gonna have to have a full interior car that sits like me. It sucks, but
Yeah.
it's just how it is.
Any more plans for international racing?
If they tell us that's where we're going.
I've heard some. They said that they liked Australia. They were happy with the ratings. They were happy with how everything went down. I've heard that we might do it again at some point, and I'm on board with it. I'm all for it. Let's do it.
You can see that it's came up like 50
What is it?
times.
What? He's asking about. What about it?
No, I don't know. They just keep bashing. How tall are you?
6'3.5".
Still got the T-type?
I do. I might take that this weekend, honestly.
That's such a cool car.
It is, and it has a heater.
Yeah.
So, look, I got to do things to make the wife happy. She is a person that does not like the cold, even though she loves the mountains and we're going snowboarding.
Right.
For 2 weeks, we're going snowboarding. So anyway, she does not like the cold. She doesn't like her hands to be cold. So I have to take something that has a heater. So that narrows it down to the wagon has a heater.
Oh, yeah.
That thing was kicking the other day.
Yeah, but you have to stop 14 times for gas.
No.
Thanks, Jake.
We need to fix all that.
Yeah.
That is one thing we need to do with the wagon. The wagon only has a 9-gallon fuel cell, for the record. Didn't really work out. It was supposed to be 12.
Hell, I thought it was supposed to be 20.
12's better than 9.
Yeah.
And so we got to take something that has a heater. It's supposed to be cold on Sunday. What?
No, I don't want it to be cold.
Just put gloves on. Anything else, or?
No, I'd just say we're gonna be doing this more frequently, so we can.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we'll probably do more frequently.
Jake just said, "Can I get a white Murder Nova hat for Christmas?"
No.
Phantom said it's coming. You ain't got that yet?
Oh, Jake, yes.
You know, the one that asked about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the guy who got the 9-gallon fuel cell was watching.
Oh, no. No, the one that asks for a white hat every year.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe he ain't got that yet. It should be
Well,
coming.
I mean, if it makes him feel any better, no one has. So.
Yeah, but then he saw Hayden in that one, remember?
Oh, thanks, bud. We'll do this more often. We'll be a little more organized and have some more stuff to talk about, possibly.
Because we actually hired Mallory. So Mallory will come in here and do all the stuff that me and Phantom don't have time. That should do a couple of things for you guys. It should give us more videos. It should give us better content on our pages. And it should give us, like I told her to come in here once a week. Like I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks here next week, but, and we'll try to do one more of these maybe next week before I leave. But she's gonna come in and she's gonna make us do this stuff, whether or not we want to or not. Even if we're right in the middle of working, I don't care. I will work and talk. I'll probably screw up whatever I'm working on.
Either way.
But either way, I was gonna probably screw it up anyway.
Well, yeah, at least they can tell us about it.
Yeah.
They could be like, oh, no, we told you on your live feed that you didn't find that bolt.
So, and I'm totally fine with that. And we've said this for a long time. We would give you guys way more content if we just had somebody around that was filming. But I have, over the years, gave Phantom more and more jobs. Every time we do something, I look around to hand it off to one of my guys. And he's the only person that's around. So he got more and more jobs every year. It's going to help out next year if Aiden doesn't go to college, then he's going to go with us. So Aiden will be able to hold a camera, or he'll be able to help us. But as of right now, Mallory is going to make us do the things that we should do, that we never have time, or by the time we get done busting our ass from fixing whatever we have broke, we're too tired.
Well,
we don't want to do it.
Well, and she's kind of a stickler, so she's going to make us do it too.
And that's what it's going to take. That's what it has to happen.
So yeah, we'll do these more often. We'll talk more about stuff. It may not always be a question and answer. We may just sit down and BS and tell them what we got going on or whatever it may be.
Sometimes the sitting down and BSing gets us in trouble
It did that.
because I really don't have any limits.
So
I don't feel like there's anybody that I need to answer to.
So that thing that most people have between your brain and your mouth that tells you don't say that, Shawn lost his.
Well, I got it fit.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
What? Shawn's in there?
Yes,
Leave it.
she's
My
telling
mom's
people
no
what to do.
different than I am. She will say anything that comes to her mind, no filter, no anything. I for sure got that from her.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And it's not a bad thing. Not always, anyways. It's funny all the time.
Yeah. Sometimes it's frustrating, like this. But my mom is always funny. Yeah. What?
Yes.
Even though I'm looking like I'm reading it.
Yeah. Is this going to be posted so we can watch the replay? Yeah. Of course. It'll be on the YouTube channel. I'm sure it'll get saved to the Facebook
What's this
page.
say?
You have a limit. We can get any comment on Chief.
What's that mean?
I don't. I'm sure he means, do you have something that says you can't talk about the situation?
There's no situation.
Yeah.
Like, I hope the best for him. It's just, I haven't talked to him in 3-4 years.
Yeah.
He's doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. You know, the best way that I can put it with me and Chief's relationship is that people in America get divorced every day, and that's what happened.
You sponsored by?
Simple, right?
Yeah. No. I mean, that's what happened. Are you sponsored by Hey Dude yet? No. Be nice if someone's watching, but he is
I
wearing.
got some Hey Dudes on right now, though.
They asked how the hammer toe was doing.
Man, great. It is actually my shortest toe now. This is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And so many people are like, you don't have flip-flops on. No, I'm embarrassed of my ugly toe now. My toe is, I used to have pretty feet.
Yeah.
I used to have pretty feet, and now I do not. I have one toe that is my second, it's like my finger now. It's like my hand like this.
Yeah.
This is my big toe, and then my second toe is longer than my big toe now. And it is only like that on one foot because they took the joint out. When they took the joint out, it shortened my whole toe.
Yes. It's kind of weird.
Hey,
it was super gross looking at first too.
On the better side of this thing is my snow boots fit a lot better.
Oh yeah.
It used to be a hammer toe, so it was really big and it hurt in my snow boots.
Yeah.
And now it's shorter and there's not that hammer toe on it. It feels amazing.
Man, I wish you had your new snow boots out here to show them.
Oh, I do. My new snow boots.
Shawn can talk about me having shoes, but he's getting there.
Yeah, him and Aiden are transforming me over into, I don't have any dunks.
He's Christmas present.
Yeah.
Are those, he got me some dunks.
Yeah.
Are those dunks that you're wearing?
Yeah.
He's got the Fruity Pebbles dunks on right now.
Yeah. So did you say you got Jordan snow boots?
I do.
Yeah, I know. He got Jordan snow boots.
Yeah.
Jordan ones.
You got no dunks.
No, I don't have any dunks.
I know.
The green shoes that I have, the SBs, I don't know how people can wear those. I gave them another shot the other night at your basketball game. They're just not comfortable. My J's are pretty comfortable now.
I got you Christmas present.
I paid for it, you know.
No, you.
I wonder what I bought myself.
People are asking about the little wing.
Huh?
People are asking about the little wing.
No, I'll talk about that, but I never saw it. So
Yeah,
why is it not on the car anymore?
I don't know. I never saw it either, but everybody's asking
I've heard
about it.
people talk about it,
I've heard a lot of people talk about the little wing on my car.
so I don't know if maybe the safeguard people seen them and
I
didn't.
100% would have been cool with that being on.
Yeah,
Like, I'm totally fine with it.
but they were.
We love all the guys over at Nitrous Express. We've been with Nitrous Express for a long time.
Yeah.
They are.
It's a Tom Gunner thing.
Yes, it
if he does the little wing and.
But he does actually work.
Yeah. No, he's a like an outside sales guy or something like that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm totally fine with that. If I get why he didn't ask me to do it because it's kind of the thing where you just go put it on somebody's
Yeah.
car. If I would have saw it, I wouldn't have taken it off for the record.
Yeah.
So, but I did never see it. So if somebody has a picture of it, did anybody get it? Have you seen it?
I have not seen a picture.
I have not
I've
seen
only
a
seen
picture
people
either.
talk about it. I
Yeah.
haven't seen a picture.
I've
of
seen
it.
questions left and right. I've not seen a picture yet.
I guess they did
If I
videos
was
on
him,
it.
I would want it on my car too, considering that would have been the fastest thing that he's ever had with his wing.
Because you don't have a 23-degree small.
Look, Tom, if I had a 23-degree headed small block, it probably wouldn't be as fast as yours.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, they apparently, Jimmy Dale posted the video, so.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I might have to watch it. I do watch some kids' videos too. Not like a every time I see one come out.
You're not a Jimmy Daly.
No, I'm not a Jimmy Dale. Because, you know, we've been like this before.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he's one of those guys that gets on your nerves. But
It's kind of his MO.
it is. And I don't dislike the dude. Even whenever all that stuff happened, I didn't dislike him. I was talking to Boosted this last weekend at PRI, and I told Boosted, man, remember how mad you used to make me? You know, he's like, no, I remember. Remember that one time you wanted to drive to Dallas to choke me out? Like, yeah, absolutely. You know,
Because
come to find out though, he's probably not that easy to choke out.
no, he's wiry.
He's pretty wiry.
No, and Boosted's so intelligent that he can do it just so easy because man, he's good at it. He's real good at
He
it.
is. So whenever he's doing it to somebody else, I always go, oh.
Absolutely.
Because I've been on the other side of his intelligent, smart ass remarks before.
Yep.
We love you, Boosted.
Yep.
Phantom, why is your name Phantom?
To make a long story short,
Danny Phantom.
from the cartoon. Yeah.
Danny Fenn.
How fast Nova go in Australia?
Boosted, what? Think you in a fight? What's that mean? How fast did I go in Australia?
Yeah. Boosted, what thing? I don't.
We don't know. We don't know. We never got any time slips. The only time slip that I got was a 490.
Yeah.
And that was our baseline from our second pass. Man, when we got over there, the first pass off the trailer, this is embarrassing. We went like a 513.
Yeah. It was crazy.
The air was so much different over there. And you wouldn't have thought that it would be. Either that or our tune-up was just way off.
Yeah.
Because we had to pull, how much fuel do you think we ended up pulling?
We ended up pulling like 35% of fuel out of that deal.
Out of the motor to get it happy. So every track that we went to, we just pulled more and more fuel. That first track that we went to, whenever we actually lost to
Oh, the Toronto.
that cool little Toronto, yeah, and the guys that drove it were cool too. We never went faster than a 490 at that track.
Which
Then after that, we went 2/3 faster.
yeah, which is crazy because when we were testing the car to go out to Mega Cash Days here in Oklahoma, the very first pass ever on 28th, we tripped and fell
And went a lot faster. We went over a tenth faster than that.
yeah. How many wins and losses in Australia? 13.
13-3.
It was a good run.
Yeah. I mean, can you count one of them though? We lost to Zappia.
Yeah, I mean,
Really, I count. And then the other car was a big tire car, but we also smoked the tires.
Yes.
I let go of the button and the car didn't move, and I went, oh no.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to catch it.
man, you were though. Like
did,
watching
I know.
the footage from the stands, like
Yeah.
the 187. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing right now. Is the 187 podcast.
Yeah. So I watched the video that came out last night. The one where
Our video?
I was stupid and I didn't have any motivation.
Yes.
The race between me and Kai. And that's the first time I have had. I've watched that race a couple of times, like more than a couple of times, because
Watch it on
after
big
I
screen.
get out and run it, dude, watching it on the big screen is way different. It was so close.
I would like to know the margin of victory. If someone has that time slip, just show us the MOV at the
Man, it
end.
was close. It was so close. To kind of elaborate a little bit on other plans for the car, one of the plans that I talked about it a lot. I didn't cry about it. I didn't complain about it. It was our fault. I don't believe that our pecker extender worked at all this year. I think the front end of my car was so high, which for you people that actually know how that whole system works, the people who are going to get on there and go, oh, that's bullshit. That thing was still tripping. The beams at the end of the racetrack that trip to clock your car are between 5 and 7 inches off the ground. Right?
Yes.
Okay. This is the research that we did. They said.
I went and measured several.
Yes.
They were all between 5 and 7.
That's what they said. Anywhere between 5 and 7 inches. We had a laser beam
We have a laser beam on the front of the car.
on the front of our
Yeah,
car.
laser beam.
And we did the math, and going through the finish line, my front end was 11 and a half inches off the ground.
Yes. We're missing it by a little bit.
We're missing it by a little bit. We put the splitter on the front of the car, and we thought this is gonna.
Well, because everyone told us, oh, it's going to bury the front of the car, and we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And it moved it an inch. So after that, I still don't know that we ever tripped the thing with the front end. And if it was 11 inches and you actually look at everything, then that means that a lot of the tracks, we were tripping them with the front tires, not even the front bumper.
yes.
So that is on us. We can't necessarily put weight on the nose of the car, but we can change the 4-link setup to push the front end down about half track.
Yes.
And that's what we need to do. If we'd have had more time to test, and I'm not blaming it on anybody but myself, anything that happens with this program, my car, my team, it's always on me, no matter what. Phantom could not gap the spark plugs and put them in. That's still on me. Now I might fire somebody for not doing their job,
Yeah.
but that's still overall on me. So we will test more, we will get that right, and we will use the pecker extender. I did see somebody last night on the YouTube said, why don't you just put the pecker lower?
I seen you reply to that one.
Yes, you can't do that because it has to be 3 inches off the ground.
And it turns into a thing like Robin.
And then it turns into a big thing if it's too low. They did get protested. It did happen this year. I'm sure.
Oh, it's going to be good.
I'm sure that's a big thing that they're going to show on TV, and it did have. Robin was involved.
Man.
And it's going to be a big thing, but you can't get them any lower. There's a no go that they have,
Yep.
and they slide it underneath. And if it even touches your pecker extender, they will take away the points, allegedly,
Your
points
count.
from that race.
Oh, did they take everything away?
I don't know.
So, like another guy just said, move it closer to the ground. You literally can't. Like, it must maintain 3 inches while going down the track. So, you know, even going down the track, the car settles. So it actually has to start higher. And
Because when you pull the parachutes and you hit the brakes, the front end will come down,
yes,
and then you got to make sure that it comes back up, and it doesn't always do that.
yes. So,
Oh, here's Kenneth Williams, the guy who gave us the convertible out.
so yeah, even, you know, if we go to the track and test and the 4-link doesn't do what we hope it does, which,
He sent a picture of me now watching him.
yeah,
Oh, that's
Colin or whatever his name is. So even if the 4-link doesn't work the way we think it should, or the car isn't as fast, then we'll do something to the pecker to make it trip the finish line beam. Whatever we got to do this year, we're not running into losing races like that again.
But the key here is to test before the season, and which is what we didn't get to do last season. We didn't make a full hit until Ohio, the first race of the season. First race of the season was our first full pass. That was the only pass, the first pass that we made under power to the finish line was at the first race. So
Yes.
we won't let that mistake happen again. I could sit here and blame it on all kinds of stuff, but like I said, it's on me.
No, I don't still have any drag benchies. There's even more complaining there than in the real race car world.
What's that?
A guy asked several times if I had a drag benchy still. I do not.
Yeah.
How much does a car separate going down the track? 0.
That's not the problem.
It used to.
That guy at chassis,
He must be. He's a moron.
Oh,
That star means he's a moron.
he gets how it works.
So no, we don't extend this year. We did in years past, and that's how we tried to keep the front down with the turbo car.
That's how we got the front end to stay
Yes.
that turbo car. And then once we went to this, this thing, let's just be honest, this thing does not make the power that my turbo car did out there.
No, it does not.
So with that being said, the turbo car kept on coming up as we went down the track. We really thought that this one would not.
It did.
And for some people it doesn't, but
Yeah.
with the way that we had our setup, it did.
Oh, this is the guy that was at PRI that asked all the questions at y'all's Q&A.
Oh, the truck driver.
Yeah.
Yep. He said PRI question guy here.
Yep. APAO.
Yep. I know what I do.
Yep. Do I look like Fulmer? I don't look like Fulmer.
No, you just got a beard and he's got a beard.
Yeah. It's like saying all fat people look the same.
You saying Fulmer's fat?
No, I'm saying I am when people say it.
That it?
Yeah, I mean, we've been here over an hour.
It's called the Peckers. Peckergate. Would I ever build a new NPK card? He said.
Yeah, would you ever build an NPK card? If so, God dang,
He
these
said
people
something
are
about
dumb.
that. No, a lot of people have that question.
Would you ever build an NPK card? If so, what the Mustang would make a badass NPK card?
Which Mustang? Oh, the Mustang that
The
we're building? I mean, it would, but I mean, that's what Jerry Bird just got. So, different year, but
Oh yeah, yeah,
no, they're cool cars for sure.
yeah. No, Jerry
I'm
Bird's
just-
car is amazing.
It's not a Mustang, guys. It's like, and if I hadn't even ever really thought about building another NPK car or what it would be because I have two never noticed.
So I remember at one time before you built this car, you talked about doing the 55 or a 55, and then it didn't make sense for the brand.
Everybody knows that my favorite car is a 55 Chevy, and I saw somebody whenever we won the best looking NPK car. What was
Yeah, the best looking.
Was it best looking?
Yeah.
Okay, man, know how what he called it. I saw somebody on there even said, "Hell, Shawn doesn't even think his car's the best looking NPK car." And you know, it's my favorite. My car's my favorite NPK car. But yeah, 55's 55. Woo, shoot.
Yeah,
That baby's sick. I love it.
I didn't think that said, "Is your dad retired?" That's not what I thought it said.
And yes, he is. Oh, that too. Retired. Yeah. No, he's not. He still works out in the shop every day. He still takes in some cars that he does on the side and stuff.
That man is 70 years old, and I don't know how he does it. He plays softball. He does body work all day long, every single day. Like,
Yeah.
he is impressive, to say the least. Like, I hope I'm half as active as him whenever if I look at him.
What do you think of Justin's NPK car? I like it. Looks a lot like Birdman's. Hey, he knows that.
Oh,
He
I
knows
know
that.
he does.
They've gave him, hell for it already. It's a good looking car. I'm a 69 fan for sure. And I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it, but same guys that built Kai's car.
Yeah.
So it's got to stand for something.
Yeah, for sure.
He's you can say one thing about Swanstrom, man, is he is dedicated.
He,
The dude is out hustling. He's out doing everything that he can to make this work, and he puts in the work.
hey, say what you want about Justin, love him or hate him, either way, he's been amazing for the Street Outlaws brand, in my opinion. He gets it. He knows how to get people engaged. He knows how to get people involved. Like, he gets this whole deal, and props to him for sure, because, at first people kind of thought he was one of those guys that was just coming in and expected everything. And yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. If it wasn't for the Australia trip, I may still think that about him. But ever since Australia, man, we love his whole family. We think that they're good. They're good for the sport. Even before, I'm not saying I've never not liked him.
Yeah.
Before I considered him a friend and his dad.
Yeah.
We still acknowledged that they were good for NPK.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, he's always out there promoting the brand. He's like, everything he does is for NPK. Like,
There's so much bad mouthing that we could do. Let's be honest. We could bad mouth just like anybody who has a job. They could bad mouth it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not good for the brand to do that, especially when somebody who is an ambassador for that brand is out there bad mouthing. So, and he gets that. I've never heard him say anything bad. He's good for the sport, in my opinion.
if you could have made the NPK car 100 pounds lighter and used the 136 Pro Charger, would you have? Yes.
That is a no-brainer right there. Absolutely, I would have. Anything that you can do to lose weight, especially something as significant as 100 pounds, it's worth it.
Yep. Would you ever build a driver Nova? That's not what you have to 65 for. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I have too many cars, and as I get older, it takes a toll on you. I don't get to enjoy the cars that I have now. I've actually been thinking about selling a few of them. If you can't enjoy your car, what fun is it?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you guys heard me say we're gonna go over to the storage building and get
Yeah.
the fire dog out. I don't even have room to keep everything here at my place, so I wouldn't mind getting rid of a few of them.
I have someone that's asked a couple times, would you guys build a burnout car for Australia and compete?
Y'all been going through our phones or what?
Yeah, I feel like somebody's been reading our minds, minus the whole go to Australia part.
Yeah.
Don't know a whole lot about burnout cars and drifting and stuff like that, but yes, we're going to build something like that.
Do a giveaway for one of your cars. You never know, someday.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
They're kind of all running to about the same question now, so
I'm good with it.
we can probably wrap it up.
Yeah, it's been an hour and a half.
Yeah, so thanks for everybody that coming in. Hell, we got 2,500 people still watching us here on YouTube.
We appreciate it.
Almost
guys.
1,000
Like,
Facebook.
we appreciate,
How many?
Almost 1,000 on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
we appreciate the fan support for real, and it definitely keeps us motivated to keep doing this.
Absolutely. So we'll do it some more, like we touched on earlier. Mallory's going to come in, make us do this stuff. We'll still have more YouTube videos coming at you, more Facebook content, more everything. So stick around with us, and we'll keep bringing it to you.